he's getting charged for forging a doctor's signature. And the reason why, and me and Top even argued about this on social media, because he was like, man, that's stupid. I'm like, dog, only, again, just because my real life experiences is, dog, it's called busting scripts. If anybody who ever sold lean or you've drunk lean before, 9 times out of 10 is because somebody busted a script. And for people who don't know what that is, you go get you a thing of prescriptions from a doctor. Some people may even know a doctor, can buy them from a doctor. Some people go into the doctor's office. You at a doctor's appointment. Y'all know how the doctors leave people out. People steal them, or be people doctors' aides. They may sell them to people on the streets. Whatever the case may be, people get the script books. And of course, doctors don't have no super nice signatures or whatever the case may be. So that was easier for a lot of people to be able to bust scripts. So basically, of course, he in Utah, he busting the script. And of course, he do got more money. So realistically, to me, the smarter thing would have been, you should just pay the doctor to just keep filling them for you and you can keep it moving instead of you trying to do it on your own. And then when they call them like that, that to me will be the only dumb thing. But I'm just sitting here saying is the real conversation is, dog, he's a junkie, dog.
But okay, I mean, yeah, he is a junkie, but I just feel like you already in a fucking halfway or whatever, you in a house, you know what I'm saying? It's not your house. You in somebody's house.
Yeah, you in somebody's house. They're basically treating it like a halfway house.
Yeah, why are you not using somebody else? And that's my
so two ways you can look at it. I can look at it where it's like, all right, you kind of watching out for the people around you. Like, I know this is illegal. Instead of me getting somebody else to bust the script for me, I'm just gonna bust it for myself. So if I get bagged, which he did, I'm gonna go to jail because I thought the same thing. You like, damn, he just took a picture with a bunch of white people. You could have let any of them call in there for you, write this prescription for you, but then they will be the ones going to jail. So if you want to give a nigga some credit for being a real nigga, you kind of got to give him some credit for, like, all right, well, he took the charges on his own. He filled the scripts. He was the one placing them. But again, my biggest thing to people is, I would look at it like more dumb if he was trying to bust scripts like a regular dude on the street and you just trying to sell lean or you trying to sell pills or whatever the case may be. No, he was taking them, dog. He's a junkie. Even that picture where people we just looked at it and you just kept scrolling and nobody made a big deal when he was laying on the floor and there was a bunch of pills right beside him. Well, I mean, that's...
But then my question is, he's the cash cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they not, they getting paid for whatever him staying in and all that?
Mm-hmm.
You're still getting a check from him. So, but wouldn't you look out for him? Wouldn't you take that, even if I did get busted, all right, cool, I'm going to take that fall for you.
Listen,
I just feel like even with him now, so now he locked up, everything stops, right? With the cash flow, everything you was doing, whatever you was doing, whatever I was getting, the benefits I was perking off of you being here is going to stop once you.
No. Listen, what I'm saying. I agree with everything you said. You're absolutely right. I don't know what the situation was with the people in Utah. I don't know if they was getting paid from the government or whatever. Because you're absolutely right. That house was not his house. It was him staying with whatever that white family that he was staying there with. It was their property. I don't know if they were still living in there with him or they was just renting it out to him. I don't know how it actually went. But you're absolutely right. And if we looking at it on, I guess, the common sense route would be like, even if he really had this addiction, nobody should allow him to do it on his own, like you said, because realistically, he is the cash cow. So somebody else should have been willing to make the phone calls for him, or if they knew that's what he was doing. But I don't necessarily know how open he was with this conversation. Like we assuming that everybody in the house knew what he was doing. But let's say if everybody didn't know. And you thought he was only getting half a week. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, but you could have been, let's be clear. Somebody could have known. One of his men could have known, but one of his men realistically can't, like, how much can they say?
But see, that's my only thing. Is just like, you already on house arrest and you going out there to get these prescriptions that
he don't got to pick them up though. All he had to do is if he doing it over the phone.
Okay, I thought they called him on. So he just called on the phone. That's
and when he felt, I guess the word he was using.
I thought he was actually in there, and they
no. And guess what? The crazy thing is, listen to what I'm telling you. I know endless people personally. That happens to people. What you saying has happened to endless people if you ever bust scripts before. You sit here going into the field of prescription, they call it in the back, and you like, damn, it's taking a little bit longer than what it's normally taking. And they telling you, oh, we feeling it, we just talked to the doctor, and they stalling you till the police come. And if you're not hip to what's going on and you don't know the real time or how long it's going to take, guess what? Niggas get bagged in there and catch an F, which an F is a felony because you're in there and you're in the CVS or you're in the Walgreens or whatever trying to bust a script because all of them had at the time when the lean was popping, like you can get red from this one, you can get purple, you can get green from this one, or you can get yellow. So people was going to different jumps because different pharmacies had different jumps. But if you know for a fact it normally only take like 5 minutes to fill it, and because you sweet and you just geeking, now you done sat in there for 30 minutes, they done stalled you out for 30 minutes so the police can come. So now you caught red-handed for forging somebody's signature, and now you stole the scripts because you ain't no goddamn doctor. So where did you get these prescriptions from that you wrote? So you forged it. So that's why I say he gets so many charges, because one, how did you get the prescription book? Two, you forged somebody's surgery, so that's a felony. And you in here sitting, basically you going into the zone. So he just didn't get caught red-handed in the actual store, but they did it over the phone, and they were like, oh, something seemed fishy. They call the doctor's office and they tell you, nah, we ain't never filled this person. I don't even know who that person is. Then boom, that's how you get caught. But I know people for a fact who's literally sat in CVS waiting for them scripts, geeking like a goddamn junkie, and got locked up. And dog, it happens. That's why I can't. It's certain things I can't be too judgmental to because I've lived a life before cutting on this goddamn microphone or before it was a goddamn social media. So I understand how these things happen. And guess what? And I'm talking on the hindsight of people who not even junkies, people who trying to make some money off of it. Because the script only may call you, like, especially if you don't want to get it, it costs you nothing. Or somebody sell it to you for $20. You're talking about a $20 script. You can make $200, $300 off of it. The more popular lean got, guess what? The more it costs for a line. No, it literally got to the point where now it's so where you barely can get it. That's why you don't even see a lot of rappers rapping about it or even talking about it no more. But at one point in time, though, niggas was selling them jumps for, you talking about a line was $500. Like I want to say it was Lil Yachty. He did an interview when he was talking to somebody. He literally nigga was saying he was paying $400 a line, 16 ounces. So y'all do the math. You talking about if a nigga go buy a whole bottle, let's just say if it was just a 10-ounce bottle and he buying them at $500 a joint, you talking about that's 5 bands. 5 bands for a goddamn. So you talking about that's how bad niggas be strung out on this goddamn drug. So that's why I can't be super judgmental, because I'm like, dog, yeah, it could be dumb, but at the same time, he a junkie. Let's take it out of the prescription, let's take it out of the lean stuff. You done seen crackheads do worse. Y'all all seen Minister Society. What he said, I got these cheeseburgers, man. I suck your dick. Like, what are you talking about? But that's a thing. But it happened though, dog. Like that happened. You have seen, but again, sometimes, and this is what I was arguing with Top. I'm like, dog, you're just judging it because he got money. So you saying it's stupid because he got money, but a junkie is a junkie, dog. You just a rich junkie. That's the only difference. The only difference is you got money, so you're judging him because how much money he got. So you figure he should have figured out another way. But dog, a junkie is a junkie. When a junkie want to get high, he want to get high. I can give y'all a story right now. That's when I used to sell water, and I was selling it out of my parents' house. And a nigga in my neighborhood, somebody I grew up with twice my age, was like, dog, if you don't sell me this joint, I'm gonna tell your mother you selling water out of her house. When a junkie want to get, dog, you talking about a grown man threatened to tell my mother that I was selling him water. That is the difference. When a junkie want to get high, he ain't want to pay for it. Nigga, he just wanted, like, you nigga, no, just dip me a stick right now, or I'm going to tell your mother. Guess what? You ain't got no choice to do now. Because at that time, I'm still living in my mother's house. You got to dip that goddamn stick and get this man his goddamn dipper, and you got to take this fucking L. The fuck are we, like, that's a junkie move. But guess what? He got you by the balls. What can you do? Ain't nothing you can do. So that's what I'm saying. And we talking about that is something light. But I'm going to tell you something like realistic. When we talking, especially with them heroin, I remember young and my man father, he used to give so much game, but he was just because the way he always gave the game, it just like on some unk vibes. But he was always telling you facts. He was on, you ever get to selling heroin, you better be careful, because the heroin, they a different type of strong. And if anybody ever worked construction, or if you work construction with older men, go look at their hands, especially the ones who, especially, and I remember this when I started working construction, and I just used to pay attention because you always used to tell them, they shoot it up in their hands, and one hand normally would be bigger than the other, or if people really want to hide it, they'll shoot it in a foot. So like one thing about like heroin addicts, their hands, and this is the difference, of course, like for like rappers and stuff, in Percocets and in lean is heroin. And that's why people act like heroin addicts when they leaning off, when they off the lean, they be talking about they leaning. That's the same stuff heroin do. If you just take people in New Orleans, that's why some of them don't even do all the lean and stuff. They just do regular heroin. Like the Hot Boys, BG, and all them Boosie and all the niggas just do heroin. Even if you listen to some of NBA YoungBoy songs, his fans was like, oh my God, he do heroin, but he's from fucking Baton Rouge. They do heroin. That is a thing down there. And people don't look at you differently. Like that is like how niggas smoke boat up here. Them niggas do heroin down there. So that's just my thing. But when they shoot it and one of their hands will be way bigger to make your hands swell up, to make your feet swell up, or to make one of your arms swell up. So like when you're doing construction, I used to look at that shit when my man father used to tell me, and I'm like, oh, when you start actually paying attention to some of these construction people, you can look at their hand. Like one of these construction old niggas I work with, his hand was huge, but because he was shooting the heroin in his hand. So like I said, that's why only, like I said, I'm not as hard of judging people when it's fighting certain addictions, because I just know how real it get. I understand, of course, he rich, so we looking at it a little bit different, but it's still the same time as NBA YoungBoy. Like we ain't looking at this nigga like he got the greatest sense in the world either. Like let's be clear. Like let's not act like we looking at this nigga like he's some goddamn lawyer or something. Let that load up.